What's going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Bubez. His opponent today in the red color playing as Odin. It's GrandMonster. The map's Highland and it's currently 2-0 for Bubez. Now, this is an old map, but it's a new map for those of you playing at home. It's a very interesting one, right? Oh god. Okay, so let me just say at the start, this is Highland. This is Highland, and you can do this. This is a good map, but you need to know the tactic. Now, the tactic is you run a temple or a dock over and you see how big the water is, because the water dips down. So your temple will move up when you move it along the black, and you'll be able to see that there's no fish here, or only one little pond of fish here. You gotta run a temple or a dock over it and go, okay, I'm not gonna build my dock there. That's really important on this map, and these guys obviously have not heard of that just yet, and we are going to be seeing a second dock from GrandMonster probably immediately here. It's much harder for Bubez to go second dock immediately because he has to get some other things first, but not going to be happening just yet, so we'll see what happens. We'll see who gets this. Neither player going for the third fish. I actually like it. I like it a lot. House now coming up for GrandMonster. And we do see that Bubez has found the longer lot of fish over here. So we'll see if GrandMonster goes over the other side, which is looking like he's going to be doing here. And then Bubez is going to be taking this final fishing spot here. And GrandMonster has got to be kicking himself a little bit here. But we'll see. He may go for this water here. And if he's going to go for this one as well. Is there only 3 fish in this spot as well? There should be 6. I think there's only 3. You can't see it. This is as awful as it gets on this map, which is, it's funny. It's part of this is part of the reason why this map was taken out of the pool, because of how sort of guesswork it was perceived the map was to be. But now that we understand the game a little bit better, and we realize that we can do that dock trick or the temple trick at the start of the game to work out where the large parts of the shore are, you got to do it, and you just go to the better part of the shore. It's really important. But unfortunately for GrandMonster, he's actually going to be left with a grand total of 4 fish off of a 2-dock archaic age here. So if I'm GrandMonster right now, I take all these villagers off wood, put them onto food, and I'm going to land rush. I'm going to land rush hard because there's no other option here. There's no other option here at all. We are seeing the temples coming up. Surely he takes the villagers off of wood. Check out the wood count for him. I can't see it because this map doesn't have observer features just yet. Unfortunate. But we are seeing the fishing ships coming in. So what's this? 2 fish, 5 fish, 8 fish, and then there's probably going to be another 6 here as well. So it's going to be a gigantic amount of fish for Bubez here. And we'll see what he can do from it, but it's going to be a little bit brutal for him. Ares is coming in for Bubez as well. And GrandMonster still not advancing. He's going to be up really, really late. Still gathering wood here as well. I can't see how much wood he's got, but it's bound to be a lot. And also, Bubez grabbing these cows here right out of line of sight of GrandMonster. There's a lot of cows here that are they're actually going to come in really handy for GrandMonster, because he's going to need that food because he's got no fish. You do see him still clearing up these fishing spots, still building fishing ships. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's no docks on this location here either. Ravens are running around doing their thing, and Freya is incoming, but Ares is on its way. So I'm assuming Ares has got a choice here just to clean up this water here as well. But do see a dock coming in as well for GrandMonster. So he's he wants to build out some sort of some sort of army here. We are going to be seeing Ursa getting pumped, and a stable coming up instantly for Bubez. We'll see what happens here. This is looking mightily grim right now for GrandMonster. So we'll see where it happens. And there's a relic getting grabbed. Pandora's box. Not going to help out too much. Makes his Valkyrie go down to, I don't know, 15 seconds, maybe, instead of 17. The Valkyrie going to be looking to hit some, do some damage over here. Hippolytus out as well. We do see that the immediate Ares onto this dock does claim this middle shore for him, but man, it's actually funny. I don't think this matters that much. This dock here is one fishing ship. That's not what matters. This one over here does. GrandMonster might want to actually just build that longboat over here just to make sure that he can at least keep control of those 3 fish for himself. The Valkyrie's getting hit by Hippolyta at the moment, trying to dodge those arrows, but Hippolyta's got some mightily fine tracking. She can surely track those Valkyrie. Kithora of Apollo here as well. It's a really good relic for Bubez. But second town center coming up for GrandMonster right now. I like that. I like that a lot. Just sack the middle and boom as hard as you can. Maybe even a 3-town center here wouldn't even be a bad idea, because Bubez is also going 2-town center. But if you can get the 3, or gets the forest fire down, doesn't pick off any villages, and the villagers get away and he loses the Valkyrie to the Polter. But if GrandMonster can go 3-town centers here and just boom for Ragnarok, he may be able to make this work, because he's got a nice large gold mine that's kind of in his home base, which is it's kind of a trademark of this map that you get this second large gold mine really close to your town center. GrandMonster chopping down houses as well, getting more long houses, so it's looking like probably not going to be seeing that greedy 3-town center play. I mean, he has to consider it though, I guess. But I don't know how much wood he's got. Ox cart running randomly around. Not sure what the go is there. Got a couple of long houses on this dock just to defend it, and it's looking like he's taking a little bit of a punishment on that dock, but it's not going to matter too much. Military coming up for Bubez as well, so he's going to be able to build out those Hippocon, those hoplite, and villages from 2-town centers as well. Nice walls up as well, going to be able to defend this wood line. I like that wall. Bubez doesn't have the best of wood, but I guess this wood's pretty impressive because it's right next to a town center. But Bubez grabbing the bow of Artemis, give him some reduced archer costs there. Going to be spamming out those units. He's got 4 long houses now. He's making pure raiding cavalry. Now look for someone to do. The issue right now is he kind of has to run through this middle where there is trireme. He could have 2 trireme here just to make sure that he could hit a little bit, but raiding cavalry going to town on that Hippocon, but almost loses it there, running away at this point. And the Hippocon at the top here, chilling for the time being. See if they can make anything happen. I mean, there is a pretty nice option to raid here. This gold mine's almost gone, so he's going to move over his side, but this wood here is pretty open. And we're seeing a bit of an issue right now for GrandMonster. He's trying to build villages from 2-town centers, and he does not have the food because he's spending it all on those raiding cavalry. And try and get some raids in here. Has got medium raiders, so these raiders start doing some nice damage. And at this point, Bubez is going to be chasing him around. He's actually 0% on that town center for a little bit there, so a little bit late on that. Going to pick off a villager here. Cycle's coming in, trying to help out, but these units are just going to, these raiding cavalry are just going to run away here. Look for someone else to do. There is this gold mine that's pretty open for him to attack here, so we'll see if that is a point of contention for him or not. And we do have him trying to pick up some stray straggler units. Finding a wood line as well is going to be pretty big if you can pick off even more of these units, which is in here now. Just got to attack, but he's not doing that one just yet. The village is running away left, right, and center, and managing to get into the watchtower, or the sentry tower, I should say. And now Bubez is going to look for some more villages. Going to find this wood line, but there are walls up already, so not going to be able to hit that one. Going to have to get out of here. And he does take a little bit more damage, but deals a little bit more damage back. And now the Cyclops making a move forward. You just got to micro a little bit here, and you can pick this Cyclops off without losing any units. There are Herso here, and these Cyclops going to get pushed back. We're seeing an archery range coming up now for Bubez, and a stable as well. But this is really good for GrandMonster right now. He's actually doing a really nice job considering the situation that he's in. But now Bubez is starting to come in and sort of create a pincer on this position. But in actuality, he's actually getting reverse pincered as the raiding cavalry are coming around to hit them from the back. But he's not going to overcommit to this one. Still looking for some raids. Could potentially pick off some of these units at this point. Really nice targeting there from Bubez. But he's actually going to lose some Hippocon himself as well. And now the army of Bubez and GrandMonster is starting to clash. Making some trireme though. That basically forces GrandMonster to not fight here. Because this does 6 damage per second. Has 3 arrows. And if you compare that to the Toxotes, which does 6.5 damage per second. That's 1 arrow. Basically a factor of 3. It's basically worth 3 Toxotes in a fight, and I think it does. It doesn't do any bonus damage versus units. It just gets the three attacks out there. Hoplite getting sniped though as the villagers are getting pushed back to the base. Lots of farms getting thrown up right now. And these GrandMonster units are actually looking pretty terrifying. As the raid's coming in onto the base of Bubez, he's looking to hit the gold mine, but Bubez is on top of it, running those villagers away. And GrandMonster realizing, I have to get out of here at this point. Need to retreat back to my town to at least get some arrow fire help here. Getting those 12 damage per second from the town center times by 2. 24 damage per second. Will really help out, but the Toxotes are really good at sniping these throwing actions. They've only got 9 range compared to the 15 range here, and maybe GrandMonster realizes he needs to come back, bring his raiding cavalry in here, and help out with the defenses at this point. But while he's fighting here, his town center's doing work. He's got a nice choke point, but he is losing a lot of population here. It's a lot of units right in this location for Bubez, and I don't feel like GrandMonster should have taken that fight without his reinforcements, because there's 7 units here that we're not fighting, and 7 is a big number when you come into a huge fight. So we'll see if he can hold on here. This Cyclops is doing absolute work, absolute tank, hasn't taken any damage so far from any Herso, so getting going pretty ham here, but it's looking like GrandMonster able to defend here. 3rd town center coming up now for Bubez, which is going to be really key, and throwing down more longhouses for GrandMonster. I think he's floating resources at this point, which he should be, because he's been spamming villages really nicely. Hasn't actually taken any economic damage either, but Bubez moving forward. He's got a stable coming up right now. We've still got 3,000 gold left on this large gold mine, so you've got to be super careful about that one. That's probably going to go in about 3 minutes here, or 2 minutes even. So that's going to allow Bubez a really nice timing with Aphrodite, and we do see the Elder Cyclops coming in. Love to see that upgrade. Gives himself an extra 50% hack damage and 100% crush damage, which means that he can take down buildings really, really fast. And these are Norse buildings as well. They only have 1200 HP. I mean, both buildings have 1200 HP, I guess, but it always feels like Norse buildings are a little bit weaker than everyone else, but it's not the case. I'm telling a lie. But Toxotes are sitting in this position. Really nice choke point here. And now the Cyclops look like they're making their way onto this town center here. Oh, nice micro, pulling that Cyclops off, managing to pick off one of those throwing axemen there, using the special ability, and then coming back onto this town center. And GrandMonster taps out a G. Well played by Bubez, but really this one was just an unlucky situation for GrandMonster. He really needed to put the dock up over on the other side of the map, and it would have been okay there. Anyways, 3-0 for Bubez. Unfortunately, GrandMonster not able to take a game off Bubez, and Bubez just showing that he's a really strong player here. Anyways, thanks for watching. We're going to play some games or something now, so thanks for hanging out with me.